Hello and thank you for tuning into SFA's Jack TV for Nac Edition. I'm Natalie Haddad. Today we'll recap festivities from Halloween weekend, fill you in on how Nacogdoches is showcasing its piney woods, and give you your weather forecast and an update on sports. Don't go anywhere. This is Nac Edition. Haunted houses, urban legends, and ghost stories are nothing new to East Texas, especially around Halloween time. Our Jessica Enner shows us something spooky.
With Halloween quickly approaching, SFA had its own celebration. Lumberjack Village hosted its 11th annual haunted house and escape room. SFA students stood anxiously in long lines outside of Haunted Village. Former student Abrisha Bereed tells us her expectations for this year's haunted house.
I'm excited right now to go to the haunted house. I think it's going to be really fun. Hopefully I get scared.
Inside were several rooms that displayed creepy masks and actors who played the roles of haunted possessed dolls and prisoners.
Do you want to play with us?
Are you ready? You ready?
I've been here 4 years now, and it's never scary. But this year it was real scary. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm finna die.
There's this one.
Wait, so what's the other number?
Inside the Haunted Village escape room, students were given clues, notes, numbers, and prompts to solve the mystery. Once the mystery was solved, they could find their way out.
Who has the clue? Right here. Did you read it out loud?
Is that the floor here? I got you.
After the haunted house and escape room, community assistant Kylie Cook gives us a few safety tips for Halloween.
Just make sure that you're going out with friends. Make sure you go with somebody that you trust. And if you are going to drink, have a designated driver or call Driving Jacks. They have the number on their website and they're really reliable. So just in terms of safety, don't go alone and make sure that you always have a backup.
This has been Jessica Enner with the Nac Edition.
The Judy B. McDonald Public Library hosted its second annual mini pumpkin party this past weekend. Jessica Enner tells us more.
Parents and children from the Nacogdoches community gathered together at the Judy B. McDonald Public Library for its second annual mini pumpkin party. Over 80 parents and children came out to the party, making this event one of its most successful. Scissors, googly eyes, paint, glitter, pumpkins, and stickers were provided for parents and children to decorate their pumpkins in style. The children showed off their creative skills by mixing paints, applying googly eyes, and drawing funny faces on their pumpkins. Parents joined in on the fun as well, creating their own masterpiece pumpkin. Program Director Julie Comer tells us more about what inspired this event.
Events for families, and that's what this one was, and I really like those because I like to see the whole family create together. And then we also have events for just younger children, middle-aged children, adults, teenagers. We try to hit all the different age groups, so there's a little bit of something for everybody.
For more information about the Nacogdoches Library and events, visit their website at www.ci.nacogdoches.tx.us.
We're now in November, but that hasn't killed off the Halloween spirit just yet. To tell us more is Alyssa Flores.
Last Thursday, Starbucks released a new frap called Zombie Frappuccino, a green, dark red, and pink colored drink that is green apple flavored. The drink seems simpler than previous special drinks the company has come up with before. Made with one product in the blender and one mix to get the color of the drink, the frap is made faster. The zombie frap may not look as colorful as what's pictured, but the attempt of the color is still there and is still grabbing the curiosity of many coffee drinkers.
I thought it was really good. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. And I think it's better than the last frappe they had, a unicorn one. Yeah.
Starbucks advertised the new frap on their Instagram page with a GIF, as well as on their website with the close-up photo. By clicking links under the photo, one can read more about what other flavors can be tested in the drink, along with the ingredients that are in the drink.
It may not be zombie season anymore, but the frap is still available while supplies last at your local Starbucks store. For Nac Edition, I'm Melissa Flores.
Some organizations here at SFA got into the festive spirit right here on campus. Artanel Williams went to check it out.
Here at the BPSC Plaza, the Res Life and other on-campus organizations came together to put on their own little event for Halloween. The SFA Fall Fest is an event put on by the Residence Hall Association for all the dorms and other orgs to come out and get in the holiday spirit. Upon arrival, students had the opportunity to sign in for a raffle as well as visit different tables to play activities and learn more about RHA.
Right now, we're just out here advising for the fall festival that's going on. There's a lot of kids out here, a lot of vendors out here, a lot of people that are just, passing out candy and just all in the festivities. It's a wonderful time. You should come out, and if you don't come out this year, come out next year because it's going to be even more lit.
The event also included a live DJ, various Halloween decorations, and some students came dressed for the occasion. Each table had a Halloween-themed event, including bobbing for apples and axe-smashing pumpkins. There was even a Stranger Things-themed zombie photo booth where groups of friends can take plenty pictures. This year's Fall Fest had a great turnout. There were a lot of people having fun and some characters you couldn't miss. Make sure you guys check out Fall Fest next year. They'll be back with bigger and better events. And for Nac Edition, I'm Tanel Williams.
Here in Nacogdoches, there's been a competition going on to help try to showcase some of Nacogdoches' piney wood beauty. SFA's Arthur Temple College of Forestry and Agriculture is hosting Nacogdoches, a free community-wide contest celebrating the natural beauty of Nacogdoches. Having started in September, the contest runs through November 17th. The goal is to highlight the importance of urban and community trees, raise awareness, and encourage people to spend time outdoors. The competition includes categories for largest tree circumference, largest crown, tallest tree, best shade tree, as well as best tree overall. Trees eligible for submission must be located on the SFA campus, properties managed by Nacogdoches Parks and Recreation, or on your own personal property. For competition guidelines and entry forms, visit forestry.sfasu.edu/Nacogdoches. When we return, we'll tell you how the Nacogdoches Library is treating the public to wine and a good book. Not much beats that, so stay tuned here on Nac Edition. Hello and welcome back to Nac Edition. What does the book True Grit and wine have in common? Well, first you should know that the Nacogdoches Napa Valley Vineyard is now open for business, and Ebony Coleman will explain the rest for us.
The GDP McDonald Library is hosting a One Book, One City event, wine tasting, and book discussion here at the Napa Valley Vineyard. This is the first year that the library was having the One Book, One City event. Anyone who was participating was invited to come out and join in the festivities. There was lots of talking about the One Book, One City novel, True Grit, and of course, wine tasting. Some of the ladies already knew each other because they were in a book club together, but others were strangers.
The idea came from a program called The Big Read, which is a project of the National Endowment for the Arts. And so we sort of mirrored that project a little bit, but tailored it to be, something that we thought would be special for Nacogdoches.
The ladies got to taste their choice of rosé, sunset blush, brick street red, vermentino, and merlot. The vineyard has only been open for just a few short months, but owners Wanda and Buzz have already hosted several events in the Nacogdoches community, including One Book, One City. As the sun began to set, the ladies got into deep discussion of the True Grit story plots and how the book compares to the two movie versions from 2010 and 1969.
The library itself is not just a building anymore. It's really more of a community outreach and, you know, taking our services and programs wherever they need to be in the community and putting people together with the information and entertainment that they want.
With over 700 people that have participated in the One Book, One City program combined throughout the entire month of October, it wasn't hard for these ladies to become fast friends. And it was all because of one book, one community, one discussion, and a glass of wine. I'm Ebony Coleman for Nac Edition.
This past Tuesday, good people, good food, and the Lumberjack basketball teams could be found all together here in Nacogdoches. The Lumberjack and Lady Jack basketball teams had a meet and greet on Tuesday to get to know the fans around the community. This first-time event took place at the First United Methodist Church located in downtown Nacogdoches. The fish fry was put on by the Rotary Club so that people could enjoy a menu of fried catfish, fries, coleslaw, and hush puppies. Dinner with the Lumberjacks began with the team going around getting to know the guests and answering questions that they might have about the upcoming basketball season. Then the team sat down and got to eat with their fans in the community. Some even went as far as sharing desserts with them. While the SFA band played for the dinner portion of the night, Coach Kyle Keller and Coach Mark Kellogg walked around and introduced themselves to all the fans that came out and supported. The Lady Jacks then took to the stage to introduce themselves and a couple of fun facts about them, including their favorite movies. Then it was the Lumberjacks' turn to introduce themselves, and they got to tell their favorite things about the Lumberjack coaching staff and their best experience on the team so far. The Lumberjacks kick off their season facing Kansas State on November 10th. For information about the Lady Jacks and the Lumberjacks, visit sfajacks.com. Let's take a look at what Zip-Nac had going on for the Halloween season in the dark.
During daylight hours in October, Zip-Nac is quiet with not much going on. That is, until nighttime, when darkness falls and scares ensue.
All right, it's rolling.
Well, as you can see up here, it is a great time up here at Zip-Nac. You know, it is cold, great fall weather, and you actually, there's a haunted maze behind me. It's pretty scary, I'm not going to lie. Also, let's take a look at the zip line.
Zip-Nac has been running their Halloween-themed ziplining experience for the past 10 years and is fun for both families and college students. The experience is only $10 per person, and if a person is under 17, they must have their waiver signed by a parent or legal guardian. If a scary maze and zipping through the dark is not fun enough for you, grab some hot cocoa and sit by a roaring fire to keep you warm. Zip-Nac is located just off the Nacogdoches Loop and runs on October 14th, 20th, 21st, 27th, 28th, 30th, and on Halloween night, the 31st. For more information, call 936-645-5094 or visit zipnac.com. And remember,
This has been Trevor Bullard with Nac Edition.
Your feet, get the popcorn, and make sure not to forget the chocolate-covered raisins, because AMC Theaters is now in Nacogdoches. AMC has recently bought out the local movie theater in town called Carmike as the town continues to grow and make changes. The movie theater franchise bought Carmike back in July, but just recently decided to change the marquee. With the recent changes that have started to take place, it leaves the community wondering what will happen next. What can moviegoers look forward to around the big change? The variety in movies and movie premieres will increase due to the funding backed by AMC. The once locally owned theater could not keep up with the demand of movies. Although the theater is sold to AMC, they insist that the values and ideals will stay in place. People in the community have taken notice of the movies in the late night showings have been increased as much as $1. Also, some of the goers have noticed that a few new snacks have been added to the food menu. The theater has added different items such as chicken paninis. Although the theater has gone through a major facelift, the deals during the week and the classic Carmike atmosphere will stay the same. For showtimes, you can visit the website at amctheaters.com. The Nacogdoches Farmers Market can be found along Main Street next to Bonita Creek Hall every Saturday morning with locals selling their fresh produce, plants, and jams. But you'll start seeing some new inventory from our local sellers starting now. Farmer market vendors are rolling out the gifts for your loved ones. Each Saturday morning from 8 a.m. till noon, you can still shop for your produce and plants, but now you can also shop for something sentimental and close to home for your friends and family this holiday season. Here you'll find handmade jewelry and ceramic mugs, custom printed mugs and stickers, wooden carvings from Nacogdoches trees, and now available gift cards to shop at the farmers market with. And don't worry, as winter approaches, vendors have also set up a heating station to warm up in. For more information on Nacogdoches Farmers events, go online to visit nacogdoches.org. When we return, we'll have your national, state, and local weather and an update on SFA sports. Don't go anywhere. This is Nac Edition.
Welcome back to Nac Edition. I'm Trevor Bullard. We're going to take a look at our national weather. So let's start in LA. Game 7's tonight, so we're going to start there. It's 69 degrees and cloudy outside, so it's going to be a little cloudy for the baseball game tonight, but it ought to be all right. So we're going to go next to Chicago up on Lake Michigan. It's 71 degrees, still cloudy. Down in Atlanta, 68, cloudy again. And up in the Big Apple of New York City, it's 55 and cloudy. So it seems that we have clouds just all over the country. Kind of strange, but what are you going to do? All right, let's take a look at local weather. All right, for local weather, it is 69 up in Tyler, 64 down in Livingston, and 69 and cloudy here in Nac. So as it was with national weather, it's just cloudy everywhere. All right, let's take a look at our 5-day forecast of what we got coming up here in Nacogdoches. All right, so for our 5-day forecast on Wednesday, today, November 1st, it's going to be 76 degrees for a high, a low is 66, and it's going to be thunderstorms all day. Tomorrow on Thursday, it's going to be 84 for our high, 66 for our low, thunderstorms again. Friday, we're going to get clouds, so no more rain, high of 83, low of 67. Saturday, we're finally going to get a little sun, but it's going to be partially cloudy, high of 82, low of 63. And on Sunday, we are going to have a high of 82 and a low of 62. So it seems to be in the mid-80s most of the week, and clouds, so watch out for that. And we're going to kick it over to Colton with sports.
Thank you, Trevor. The SFA Lumberjacks and Lady Jacks did an amazing job this past weekend in football, volleyball, and soccer. Let's talk SFA football. The Lumberjacks pulled a win this past weekend against Lamar, 34-7. This was no easy feat for the Lumberjacks. They managed to win despite 5 turnovers, 3 fumbles, and 2 interceptions. The Lumberjacks drove the ball 65 yards in 7 plays to score the first touchdown of the game, where Will Taylor scored his 2nd career touchdown. The next drive, the Cardinals forced a fumble, and the defensive tackle got the ball at the Lamar 25-yard line. After this, Lamar went 74 yards in 9 plays, which would turn out to be their longest drive of the night. The drive ended when wide receiver Kirkland Banks passed it 6 yards uncovered for a Cardinal touchdown, putting the game tied at 7-7. The Lumberjacks then went 38 yards before Lamar recovered a pace fumble, but this did not help the Cardinals out because the SFA defensive line pushed back the Cardinals 11 yards. SFA took an early lead in the second quarter as they went over 30 yards in 7 plays when sophomore Storm Ruiz kicked a season-long 43-yard field goal. The Cardinals did intercept the ball later in the quarter, but the defensive line, again, did not let them gain any yardage. After forcing a turnover with just a little over a minute left, the Lumberjacks went 63 yards in 48 seconds, scoring a 19-yard touchdown, putting the score at 17-7 at the half. After the half, the Lumberjacks scored on their second drive of the third quarter, going 71 yards in 9 plays, finishing the drive with a 27-yard touchdown pass to Tyrion Gary, putting the score at 24-7. Near the end of the third quarter, the Lumberjacks recovered a fumble, and Ruiz made his 2nd field goal of the night, putting the score at 27-7. Lamar started pushing hard after this because of the 20-point difference, but it was still unsuccessful against the Lumberjacks. SFA took over and took the ball 65 yards in 5 plays, ending with a 12-yard touchdown run by Amos, giving the Lumberjacks a hard lead, putting the score at 34-7. The remainder of the game was filled with attempts by the Cardinals that continued to get knocked down by the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks defensive line got a season high of 12 tackles that game. The SFA Lumberjacks are now 4-5 and in 6th place in the Southland Conference with a 2-game winning streak. So let's go Lumberjacks. They definitely deserve their break this weekend, this upcoming weekend. Next time The Lumberjacks play will be against Nicholls State here at Homer Bryce. Now on to volleyball. The Lady Jacks dominated this past Saturday when they took on Southeastern Louisiana, winning all 3 sets against them, 25-14, 25-11, and 25-18. The Lady Jacks have managed to now have a 9-game winning streak and are still on top of the Southland Conference standings. This past weekend win was largely due to junior Mackenzie Hanna, who got a total of 12 kills and 6 blocks during the game. Other game leaders for the Lady Jacks included Danae Darren with 9 kills and 3 blocks, Corinne Evans with 9 kills and 1 block, and Peyton Redmond with 8 kills and 2 blocks. The Lady Jacks are still now number 1 in the Southland Conference, going 11-1 in conference and 23-5 overall. So great job, Lady Jacks. All right, we're going to go to soccer now. The Lady Jacks soccer team took on our rival Sam Houston this past weekend and came out with a win, the score being 2-1. The Bearcats started in the lead with 2 great goals by freshman Caitlin Termini helped make the Lady Jacks pull out a win. The top players for this game were Caitlin Termini, Carly Arthurs, Hannah Barker, and Madison Hall. The Lady Jacks soccer team is now 2nd in the Southland Conference with 8 conference wins and 3 conference losses. We are 11-7 overall. Well, guys, the show would not be complete if we did not talk about the Astros. The Houston Astros unfortunately lost last night, putting the Dodgers and the Astros tied for the World Series with Game 7 airing tonight. So be sure to tune in and cheer them on. They are representing Texas. Well, guys, that is all we have for sports. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Colton Hart. Passing it back to you, Natalie.
Well, before we go, and speaking of the Astros, StubHub is in a little bit of trouble, but maybe not so much. There was a gentleman who, for Game 3, found mispriced tickets to the World Series games at LA Dodger Stadium for $9. So he ended up going to the World Series after buying 2 tickets for just $18. So lucky guy. I'm sure that would have been one heck of an experience.
I can't imagine.
I'm a Rangers fan at heart, but I definitely would spend that $9.
I'm going for the Stros tonight.
Oh, for sure, going for the Stros, for
Go
sure.
Astros here from Nacogdoches, and with Trevor Bullard and Colton Hart, I'm Natalie Haddad, and thank you for tuning in to this week's Nac Edition.